So today's book is A Slice of Darkness for Breakfast, edited by Charles Chanchori. So this book is a compilation of 9 stories written by 9 Kenyan authors, and we're gonna get into it and get to know what stories to look forward to. So the first one will be In the Silence by Charles Chanchori, and the second one will be The Hornax Hotel by Nduta Keingati. The third one will be Phantom Justice by Victoria Kamau. The fourth one, Two and a Half Secrets by Denya M. Gui. The fifth one will be Azrael's Wife by Diana Koina. The sixth one, The Milk Was by J. M. Rongoi. The seventh one, The Photographer by Jacob Elliott. The eighth one, Watching Out for the Rainbow by Rehema Zumberi. And the last one, Who Will Believe You by Anyawira Murioki. So let's get into it and start our first chapter, In the Silence by Charles Chanchori. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. When you're a mother, you're allowed to think your children are ugly. When relatives visit, they're expected to hold the babies, sway them, sing them silly songs, and exclaim, "Oh, what beautiful children they are! Blessed be to God." When friends visit, they are expected to bring gifts and story of all young men they are meeting and all the fun nights they are having. A life you have essentially left behind and bitterly miss. And of course, they are expected to smile at the twins and exclaim, "Oh, they're so cute. Gosh, I can't wait to have my own." But a mother knows those twins are ugly and ashy buttocks. The sun is out for the first time in months. You love the way it feels on your skin, like the caress, gentle, warm, comforting, something your husband, Victor Mainge, could at least attempt to do. Victor caresses these days are rough, disorganized, running from here to die in a rush, leaving your skin hot and uncomfortable. But this is not about Victor. Things have not been about Victor in a long time. You pull a plastic chair to the corridor on the fourth floor of apartment building where the sun shines most wholly at 10 in the morning. As usual, Ryan and Brian Mainge, the ugly twins, are running around your legs like overgrown ants. You wonder how they can stand on their own 2 feet. They were born with gargantuan forehead, and in a way they remind you of whales. Huge foreheads, tiny eyes, and always mourning about something. Ignoring them as they chase each other around you. You settle on your plastic chair, stick your legs out, and feel the sun. You feel it on your scalp through your long, shaggy hair that hasn't seen enough water, oil, or any decent attention in. Christ, how long has it been since I spent more than 2 minutes in the shower? You wonder. Brian, tired of running around, tears himself away from his brothers. They are 10 months old now. Don't bother the neighbors, Brian. You won. Your voice, it used to be strong. It used to be the weapon you used in the boardroom to attract business. Now it sounds like somebody has a knee on your throat. Behind you, Brian knocks on the neighbor's door again and again and again. "Brian, watch her!" You call him half-heartedly. Part because you are too tired to run after him, and part because that apartment is empty. The metallic door makes a terrible song against your son's drumming. Brian sing along, da 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 da, and Rackets tears the comfort of the sun from your face. You get up, and just as you're about to go after Brian, the door to the neighbor's the apartment you thought was empty, opens, and out steps a man. And what a man he is! Tall, dark, perfect jawline, feet, his hair long, style. Oof. He's in a vest and sweats, and he pushes the door open so gently because, in his blessed consideration, he doesn't want to hit the baby with it. With his bulging muscle, he could be a lot less gentle and you could do a lot less tearing, but you're hypnotized. Sasa, he greets the baby, his voice deep, warm, homely. You could fold yourself inside that voice for a cuddle. He says something else that misses you completely. And he must have noticed you are in the review because he raises his voice a little. Did you guys want something? Guys? What was that? He smiles. The smile is a little crooked, and that is perfect. It remains bright nonetheless, stretches to his eyes, thinning their corners out. Did you guys want something? Let me grab a cup of tea. Oh, you chuckle awkwardly and suddenly become very self-conscious. Your hair is wild, dirty, your breasts are sore underneath your thick, baggy t-shirt because the twins don't suckle without chewing the nipples. And since you are giving the nipple a little me time, there is dried milk on the front of the t-shirt accompanied by the relevant smell. To say you have let yourself go is a wild understatement, and even though you are sure nobody can blame you, shame attacks your face, covering you up like a mask, leaving you breathless. We are okay. We are okay, you gasp, springing forward and grabbing Brian a little too roughly for comfort. In reward, he twists his face, pulls his little mouth open, exposing tiny teeth interspersed with a gum so red. It always reminds you of blood and let out a screeching cry. Out of the corridor where Ryan was playing with imaginary ants on the floor, murmuring to them, he hears Brian crying and he too decides it's time. And in the air is a sound like terrible choir playing the kind of music only demons would appreciate. You rock Brian in the arm. Shh, shh, shh. In the other arm, you pick Ryan up and they wail around your face. You hurry back to your apartment and open the door with your foot. You have become somewhat a gymnast lately. Inside, you prepare quick bottles for them, but they don't want them. Screaming, they slap the bottles away, kick their little feet out, and roll on the carpet. Please, you cried to the air, please take the bottles. Tears and snot ran down their faces. You only need a day, just one day, for your breast to heal. Ryan takes a bottle, but before you can even sigh with relief, he throws it awkwardly across the room, and for a moment you see red, literally. Your normally cream wall turns red, as if someone painted them with blood, but it all goes away quickly enough. You collect your boys, your sweet, beautiful baby boys, you set them on your laps, and you feed them from your wounded nipple. It hurts. Love hurts. 3 painful, chaotic hours later, the boys have finally gone to sleep. It is early afternoon. Outside, the sun is scorching. The fear of waking them up with the noise of the shower, you decide to take a bath instead. Warm water in a plastic basin and a soapy sponge is all you need for that. You can very noiselessly run the sponge over your skin. You don't need to be sparkling, you just need your hairy armpit to smell a little less decomposed. In the bathroom, you close your eyes for just a little bit. You feel the familiar spikes attacking your cornea behind your eyelids before you started sleeping just 2 or 3 hours every night. This was an unfamiliar feeling for you. In the spike, you see him again, your new neighbor. He must be what? Late 20s, early 30s? You are 32 now, his age mate really. Yet you cannot remember the last time you smiled so brightly as he smiled at you this morning. The idea is to doze off on the couch after the quick bath. Just have at least an hour of quiet. An hour in silence will do you a world of good. You dream of all the brain cells you will recreate with an hour of sleep, all the soul muscle you will heal, all the dot. Outside the bathroom, you are weeping yourself dry. Even your towel smells of milk and fatigue. Victor, in his genius, hung a large mirror right outside the bathroom for whatever reason, and as you are drying yourself, your eyes inadvertently roam to it. They look tired. Worse, they look old and dry, lifeless. There are huge marks smudged under them. There used to be flesh on your face, pudgy cheeky, a healthy chin. Now your face looks like someone dipped a straw in it and sipped out all signs of health. Your face is the devil's milkshake. He drained all the life left behind and deathly shadow. A death behind, left behind. Oh, your face is the devil's milkshake. He drained all the life left behind a deathly shadow. You want to walk away from the mirror. Oh, how ghastly the fine-looking new neighbor must have found you. He must have felt like he was smiling at a ghost and his ugly offsprings. So you want to run away from your reflection, hopefully even bash the mirror in your wake. But your eyes, those blasted deadly eyes, travel further down your body. The shell your body has become, the demolished breast. They are like century-old, abandoned, haunted building, lifeless, but below that lies the creme de la creme of destruction, what the twins left behind on their own way out. The deep lines on the stomach and the inverted pocket above your pubic hair always make you think of an upside-down kangaroo. You feel the way your eyes look dead. When COVID-19 happened, the printing business you had started with Victor died. School were closed, so the demand for books took a nosedive. Writers' books weren't being bought, so even up and commerce stopped bringing you their merge business. But the premises rent had to be paid, among other expenses, and before long it all went tits up, as the saying goes. You and Victor spent a couple of quiet months indoor. You are terrified of what the future held. After all, you had both poured a lot of money into the business. A lot of sweat had gone into it too. You rushing from publishing house to publishing house, school to school, trying to explain to them in your cheap suit and strong voice why they should let you handle their printing, while Victor mended the shop. The day-to-day business, you ran around looking for more business. And just as things were starting to look up, the first case of COVID-19 was reported in the country. 3 months later, there was a permanent padlock on your door. So you held your husband close in the following months of silence, seeking comfort in each other. You became pregnant and Victor begged you to keep it. We will figure things out together, he said. And true to his word, he started hitting the tarmac, sending application, knocking on doors until he was hired as a lowly paid personal driver. But his job involved more than just driving. He was to show up in parklands, trim the hedge, clean the car, sweep the compound, run errands, and drive an old woman around to the hospital, to the market, to see friends, to a funeral. He was making just enough for your survival, and it could not support a household. To supplement that income, you tried your hand at academic writing, but that turned out to be harder than originally conceived. Not to mention the pregnancy turned out to be a bit of a risky one. Headaches, joint aches, moodiness, and then the twin came, and everything has been chaotic since. Victor might have wanted to figure it all out together, but in his perennial absence, bringing nothing in support but a little sprinkle of money, you have had to try and figure it out on your own, and mostly you have failed. You're a failure. There was a time you lay on your bed with the twins by your side. You hadn't slept for more than 2 hours in a very long time. So you drifted away, got caught up in a dream, and turned, pressing Rhea's head under your chest. In your dream, you were swimming in the ocean when somebody started singing. Except, what a terrible singer that was. It sounded as if they were screaming. Except it was a muffled scream. You decided to investigate, swimming to a distant shore. Irritated, however that singer was, they were raining a beautiful morning swim for you. The closer you got to the shore, the louder muffled scream got, until you saw a child buried under a sandcastle on the beach, and your brain sparked. I have children. You jerked awake and Ryan's scream got clear. You picked him up, rocked him in your sweaty arms. I'm sorry, you whimpered. Mommy fell asleep. I'm so sorry. You're out in the corridor in this apartment building you live in, one of the cheapest apartment. It doesn't have its own balcony, so whenever you and the twins want some sun, you come out to the corridor overlooking the street below. The corridor stretches from your bedroom window to your new neighbor's bedroom window. And currently, the sun is so unobstructed at your neighbor's window. You pull your plastic chair there, and your children chase each other around your feet. Ryan awkwardly runs to Ryan, staggering as he runs. The weight of that the weight of that massive forehead. That's quite funny. Taps his brother on the shoulder, and as if that is the funniest thing ever, runs away laughing. Ryan, laughing, runs in the opposite direction because when you are 10 months old, that's what constitutes chasing somebody. Brian runs to his brother again, laughing even louder. Now, because Ryan running away must be, oh, so funny. And when he gets to him, he just stands in front of him, staring at him. As if bored by this game, Ryan sits on the dusty floor and inserts his finger into his mouth. Silence. Finally, you make yourself more comfortable on your chair, sticking your legs out. You close your eyes in the heat of the early afternoon sun and see the red of the sun rise beneath your eyelid. You're comfortable. You feel a momentary surge of happiness, and in it, you miss your husband. You try to imagine what he's doing. He must be driving the old woman to the market in Gara now. Around the fig tree neighborhood, on the drive there from Parkland, the old woman likes to tell Victor how to drive. You're going too fast. Why did you use this route when you know I like the other one? The other one always has too much traffic. The other one always have too much traffic, Victor say. It also has more trees, retort the old woman. You know, I like trees. By the time Victor comes home at around 9:30 in the evening, close to the 10 p.m. curfew, he's always so tired he can barely talk to his children or his wife. No wonder he hurries through his caresses so he can catch some sleep before waking up at 4 in the morning to be at work by 5:30. From the silence comes a moan, slight, an introduction to something more. You frown. Just a bit. Did you imagine that? Did you fall asleep? and conjure that moan in your wrapped brain, it comes again. This time, more pronounced, more confident. No, you definitely had it clear as bell this time. As you straighten up in your chair, you look at your children. They are both on the floor now. Their onesies dirty. Their plastic shoes in the sun playing with the dust particles and babbling among themselves. They don't need you on your attention right now. The moan comes again, feminine, guttural, almost breathless. Then, yeah. And even though you can only hear it, you allow yourself to see it. Be a fly on the wall. At first, reluctantly, I should leave. This is none of my business. And then with measured abandon, after all, if this is a crime, it's victimless. As a fly on the wall, you see them on his bed. It's his big bed. It is a big bed, and it doesn't creak with every turn as yours and Victor's does. You have never seen her before. And in the subsequent twin of jealousy, you tell yourself you have no right to any of the negative feeling in your heart. He is in the best shape of his life, and you are a lifeless variation of a woman with leaky boobs and sewn nipple. Her dark, thick thighs are spread, his fingers between them, gently touching here, rubbing there, sometimes on their own volition, sometimes on gasped commands from the lady, gentle, slower, here, yeah. Like that, he asks, and she moans a response, right? It for a bit, then ask him to go lower or to use two fingers. And when he obeys, she rewards him with a moan. So genuine, you're jealous. So jealous that a cough, voluntary or otherwise, you remain unsure, leaps out of view. You leap back to consciousness. You are back outside on the plastic chair. Your children keeping their own company beside you. Inside, the morning has stopped. They have heard you and you have ruined everything. You always ruin everything. Inside, they are whispering, discussing a way forward. His deep voice mumbles something. She chuckles. He laughs slightly and she shushes him. Another laugh followed another shortly by the sound of a wet kiss. It appears they have agreed on the best way forward. Another kiss, then a soft moan. You are back in the room with them, watching, wanting. They are kissing naked. His hand on her boob, chanting. It's way down her flat tummy. It doesn't have an inverted porch like yours. He slides his face down to her thighs, aiming for his tongue to lift her to her heights. The fingers haven't yet. And from the squeal that leaps out of the lady's full lips, you can tell that the tongue is a truer master of this craft. Those rocking hips, her arms raised above her head, her breast compact, nipple erect, her trembling thighs, her singing throat. He appears to know how to make her lose it, understand her, and when he does something off tune, he gracefully allows her voice to guide him back on track, taking his time with her, speeding up when she wants that, his tongue whispering just the kind of music the clit wants to listen to. Victor comes home tired as usual, from his job as well, as from having to listen to his elderly employer complain about him to him. According to him, she has never had one positive thing to say about him. Today I used the route she likes, he says, taking off his socks and placing his smelly feet on the table. The one with all trees, right? Uh-huh. You know what she said? That I'm lazy. That is why I like using the route with all the traffic as opposed to the other one. Tired of all his whining, you have had quite a tiresome day with the twins yourself, and he doesn't hear you complaining. You are so Why don't you just quit already? He gives you a look that communicates his annoyance at the stupidity of your question. The answer is as obvious to you as it is to him. So instead of a verbal response, he turns to Brian, who is playing with a doll on the floor, picks him up with a playful groan, and packs him on his lap. He tickles his hand. Jealousy, Ryan runs to his father, his arms up, giggling playfully, demanding his own share of attention. Victor packs him on his other lap and plants his face in the boy's rib, tickling him. He makes faces at the laughing children. They smear their sweat and saliva red and palm on his face, and for a moment they are perfect. They are a perfect family, with you outside looking in. Quietly, you cook. You wish that when you ask why he doesn't quit, he would have replied with something stronger than a look. Something passionate. Doesn't have to be politically correct. Even an insult would do, something with a bit of fire in it. Minute after joining you in bed later at night, his phone rings. It's his mother calling. Hello, he answered, and they talk for about 5 minutes. The twins are in the same room, packed on a mattress on the floor. To keep from waking them up, Victor has to keep his voice low. You can tell that they are talking about you and your children. And from the way he keeps trying to avoid the topic, she's not being nice. After the call, you ask him how he's doing. She's all right, he said to say hello. You don't know how to respond to that, so you keep quiet for just a moment before your mouth figure it out for you without your consent. Did she, though? It asks. It asks. What? Your mother? Did she really say hello? Yeah, I wouldn't say she did if she didn't. I don't believe you. The bedroom lights are off, but there is enough light coming through the curtains from outside to show you the sympathetic smile on his face. Baby, please, I'm not lying, okay? Then he kisses you on the forehead and again on the lips. Good night, he says, and turns around. The heather where passion used to burn has long since gone cold. How you mourn, you're exhausted. Tomorrow is laundry day. There is a pile of laundry in the bin, and even though the detergent hurts your fingers, you cannot afford a machine or a laundry lady. You can't afford many things since business took a nosedive. Even though you are exhausted from a long day of twin duty as well as chores, sleep evades you. Outside, you hear the last of the drunks coming home in the company of loud singing and hurled insult. You hear the last of the cars drive through the gates, and then there is silence. In the silence, you close your eyes for just a moment, and then bam! You open your eyes. What was that? It sounded like someone banged a door shut. Then why did you do that? Because I'm tired of games. All right. You said you'd communicate more and you don't. So what am I supposed to do? Passion, is that you? You quietly push the duvet away, carefully not to make it rustle too much. The twins can be light sleepers sometimes. Light sleepers sometimes. You slide out of the bed doing your best to move with the silence of a cat. What games? What did I... All I did was sit down and suddenly your face, that mug look on your face when I ask you to talk to me. That's just how my face looks. Stop lying. I know how your face looks. And the couple next door, they're fighting the way you no longer do. You cross over to the living room and stand or as close to your front door as possible, leaning in the direction of the apartment across, trying to catch as much of that and passion as possible. Oh, as much of that passion as possible. And suddenly you're a fly on the wall, watching, wanting. He's in the middle of their living room. There is bigger and has less stuff. He's a bit of a minimalist, only having in his house what he needs. He waves his muscular arm this way and that way while she huddles against the wall, listening, huffing, puffing. He goes from passionate to insulting. She goes from puffing to yelling. They stand in each other's faces. You have no idea what they're fighting about. You are sure they don't know either. It's just history playing out in front of their faces. A small disagreement that led to monumental quarrel because of baggage being dragged from the past where it belongs. Then, from your bedroom, another sound. It starts slow like growling animal. Soon, it is loud like a generator. Victor is snoring again. You hurry back down the corridor toward the bedroom so you can wake him up before the twins hear him. But before you can get there, it sounds as if Victor has choked on something. His snoring falters, goes silent for a split second. Before resuming with a vengeance, the resumption is so sudden and so loud that one of the twins awakened with a startled cry. The other one, rudely jerked out of whatever sweet dreams baby gets, also awakened with a scream, dragging Victor out of his slumber too. Look what you did, Victor, you admonish, entering the bedroom and flipping the light switch. You pick Ryan up. Oh, poor baby, whose daddy is big? Oh, poor baby, whose daddy is a pig? Victor pick up the other one. For the next 30 minutes, you both walk around the house, shushing, rocking the angry babies, tossing them up in the air in the hope of attracting a chuckle from them, but they are just too pissed off. If you keep snoring like that, Victor, I swear to God you will have to start sleeping on the couch. I'm sorry. I don't care about your sorry. I care about them sleeping. If they don't sleep well, it means they will be cranky all day tomorrow. And guess who will deal with that? You're mad. You're spoiling for a fight, a spark that will make you feel something other than fatigue, but he doesn't give it to you. He just apologizes, peck you on the cheek, and tells you he loves you. Man. On Sunday morning, you wake up for a run, leaving the twins with Victor. You notice that your new neighbors run in the morning. The other morning, they pass you outside on their way to hit the road. It was around 7 o'clock, and that was the first time you saw your neighbor's girlfriend. There was a huge difference between the girlfriend in your imagination and the real one. The real one was tall and slim and walked with the grace of a cat. The way she held her neck when she walked or turned or laughed, her strides, she was born for the camera, a model, of course. A guy like him, what other kind of woman would he go for, other than somebody who looks the exact opposite of you? You have never been pretty in your life, but what you lack in looks, you like to think you more than make up for in character and resourcefulness. A troop downgraded to wife material, as if you wouldn't be hardworking just for your sake and not for that of husband and building a home together. She smiled at you, said a bright hello, and shook your hand, and you liked her immediately. You wanted to feel like her, you wanted passion, but since you couldn't get that, you decided to settle for feeling alive, whatever that meant. You decide to give running a try. Maybe your body will commence a kind of reconstruction. Then you will look in the mirror, you would see something good looking back at you, and you would feel good. You throw on a loose t-shirt over a bra, your nipples don't feel so good against the bra, but the other option will be having your breast and flap and slap your chest while running. Right is, you find an old pair of sweatpants and old flat shoes and hit the road with your young neighbors. They are both about your age, but they manage to feel and look so much younger. I haven't exercised in years, you venture. Are you sure I won't slow you down? Oh, it's perfectly cool, the lady says. She turns to her boyfriend. Right, babe? Of course, babe, assures, and it is settled. For the first 500 meter or so, the three of you walks. It is still a little chilly, even though silvers of sunlight have begun making their way through the trees and buildings to the road. Dew covers tiny gravel surface, and humidity wafted in smoky laziness from the ground. Your shoes crunch against the loose gravel, practical as you all pick up the pace. Meter after meter, half a kilometer from your apartment commences the traffic road, and there the jogging begins. At first, it's slow, kind of boring. The couple run on their side on either sides of you because that way you'll feel they think they won't leave you behind. To show them you're not a liability, you pick up the pace. It being Sunday morning, the shops are still closed and there is barely anybody on the quiet estate road. Soon your thighs start heating up and getting itchy, and your lungs start to fill up. Your stomach dries out, your brows is wet, and your t-shirt is quickly getting soggy. The couple looks like they're just getting started. They are in matching clothes, down to cute white shoes. They run in step with each other. Watching them run is like watching them dance. They moved in sync, and so do their feet. And when they breathe, identical cloud form on their face at the same time. It's like they are on a date and you are at that wailing. Plus, this is like a threesome and you are the forgotten that partner left on the edge of the bed, watching these two have all fun. You are on the outside looking in. The narrow tarmac road curves into an expansive piece of empty property. Left abandoned, in it are winding tarmac road where people come to run or learn how to drive. It is almost 7:30 and the sun hits this land just right. It is not obstructed by any trees or building. The air feels cleaner here, and the couple picks up the pace. The gentleman even raises his arms as he runs, his eyes shut, feeling the wind on his face and releasing a pleasurable whoop. He is like Eliud Kipchoge at the finishing line of another marathon. The ladies laugh, chides him for showing off, and then does the exact same thing. In the meantime, you are getting lightheaded. You stop for a breath, bending over by the road and grabbing your knees. Hey, hey, are you okay? The guy comes running. You put up a lifeless hand. Yeah, I'm okay. You're completely out of breath, barely able to speak. Are you sure? Yeah, you want to say you just need a little air, but your chest heaves. Your throat closes up and vomit comes pouring out of you in such a showy fashion that some of it sprinkle onto his immaculate white shoes. He jumps backward. The lady, having seen the vomit, gags, bends over and vomits too. Normally, they come back home from running at around 9, laughing and making inside jokes. Today, they are back home at 8 and in silence. At the door, you apologize again for everything, and they smile and tell you that's okay. They understand, and there is nothing for you to worry about. Where, we'll do it again until you get the hang of it. Yeah, they seem genuine, eager to help, so you believe them. It takes a week for your legs to stop hurting. During the week, you notice that the couple has changed their running hour. Now they hit the road at 6 in the morning, maybe to try and dissuade you from wanting to run with them. If that was the plan, it worked marvelously. Victor's mom asked how the children are doing over the phone one evening, and he sent her pictures. Recent ones he took as he was playing with them. just before supper. She calls back almost immediately and asks to talk to you. Tell her I'm sleeping, you whisper. Come on. He puts the phone in your face. Just say hello. So you say hello, and in her gravely voice, she asks if the children are sick. No, you reply, well, they don't look so well. They're fine. What are those things under their eyes? Have you been washing them properly? You want to fire back. That you know how to wash your own damn children. Thank you very much, but just in time you swallow the heat in your chest, take a breath and say quietly, yes. What about feeding them? Are you feeding them well? Yes. And they are sleeping regularly? Yes. Except when your son wakes them up with his snoring. When was the last time they went to the clinic? What is their current weight? The kids are fine. They look sick. I don't know how children are raised where you come from, but here, those children's real home, we raise them well. Tears pay your eyes, unexpected visit. They are not sick. They are not sick. I don't know what you saw. Maybe it was bad camera lighting, but they're fine. This is your husband's mother. And even if she wasn't, this is still Africa, and here elders are treated with respect, even when they haven't earned it. So you do your best to keep your emotions in check, even if all you want needs to do is scream at her to rot in hell. Let me talk to my son, she says, and you cannot hand the phone back to Victor quickly enough. They marble on for a long time before good nights are exchanged, and shortly after hanging up, he draws in a deep breath. Exhale, looks at the kids asleep on the floor, then looks at you. I won't do it, you say. You know what this is about, what this has always been about. Since you're jobless in Nairobi with young children to raise, your mother-in-law has been of the firm opinion that you have no business being in Nairobi. You should pack your things and those of children's, and you should go to the village while Victor's works. And that will be all right if the owner of that place, Victor's mother, wasn't a complete monster, watching you like a hawk, telling you with condensation how to raise your own children, expecting that you toil in the farm from sunrise to sunset while feeding the children chewed banana straight from your mouth with your dirty fingers. That is how I raised Victor and his siblings, and they turned out all right, didn't they? Aren't you married to a healthy, productive man? He gave you twins, did he? The way she says that last past instinct, insisting on the you. It is as if she challenged your reproductive health. In essence, challenging your very womanhood, and that if her strong son hadn't swooped into your life with his strong seed and saved your rotten eggs, you'd be nothing. This is one thing you don't want to fight with Victor about. And thankfully, he squeezes your hand gently and says, you don't have to go home. COVID will end and everything will get back to normal. When you ask and your voice breaks, you feel tired, and not just physically. His arms aren't as muscular as the neighbors. In fact, they are just a little more than sticks he uses to push himself out of bed. He is nothing like the neighbor. He's skinny and fat at the same time. Skinny everywhere except his stomach area. But he wraps those skinny arms around you with all the love he can gather and rests your head on his bony chest. He strokes your wild rough hair. He kisses your forehead and your salty tear-soaked cheeks. He tells you he loves you, and for the first time in a while, you fall into a deep, deep slumber. In the slumber, you dream of your family. the strangers they have become. You tried alerting them of a rotten apple in their midst, and they condemned you to estrangement. They choose him, a man that shouldn't be in the same world as children over you, a child that dares speak against a popular uncle. You woke up a couple of hours later to the sound of Victor snoring, followed shortly thereafter by that of our wailing twins. Your clothes are glued to your sweaty body. You grab one pillow and hurl it into the living room, and you scream in his face, "Get out! And don't come back. You said you'd help me, but all you do is make everything more difficult for me. How do I even do that? How are you blind to all this? You wave your hands around the house. This is what's wrong. I had a life, and now I cannot even buy parts without asking you for money. All the while, your mother is on my back questioning every move I make as a mother. And what thanks do I get? I can't even sleep for one night, Victor. One fucking night without you sounding like a tractor in my face. So get out!" On his way out, he collects Brian and you pick Ryan up. There is a lot of shushing and rocking. You watch him try to get Brian to sleep. He is in a white vest, but while your neighbors look like he was born to walk around in that vest, Victor looks like a clown in it. and start exercising, you say scornfully. You could do it over the weekend with our neighbors. He gives the living room He gives the living room door a passing glance, says, "Oh, we have neighbors now," and buries his face in Brian's tummy, tickling and making monster growls, hoping to quiet him down. Annoyed at how lightly he looked, he took that. What does he mean we have neighbors now? As if I didn't leave him with the children to go running with them. You enter the bedroom and bang the door shut behind him. Some passion after all. Victor nonchalance tells you one thing. Victor's nonchalance tells you one thing. He's not ready to work on himself. He is content with slaving away for the old woman and complaining his way through the evening, then waking up early the next morning to do it all over again. If that is what he wants to do, it's his life. As for you, motherhood is hard, but you vow not to use it as an excuse to let yourself go. In moments of silence, you will work on yourself. You will start with your image. You will exercise, and you won't even have to leave the house to do it. You will find workout videos on YouTube, and you will follow along. From time to time, your neighbors part the curtains, letting you catch a glimpse of their world. Through the window, you see them exercising together, the jumping jacks and jump ropes, air squats, half burpees, and knee push-ups for warm-ups. Then, the more explosive stuffs for later, ending with groovy cool down. They work out the way they run in harmony. They are like a choir, their voice complementing each other's. You would like to join them, but you are not at their level yet. You would only slow them down and they would resent you for it. One morning, you do laundry since there are 4 buckets of it. You take the first 2 to the rooftop where the hanging lines are. Brian is strapped on your back and Ryan to your front. From time to time they cry, but that is just another Tuesday in your life. Just as you are almost going back down the stairs for the other 2 buckets, the nice couple bring them up for you with their signature smile and kind words. "Asanteni," you thank them and they tell you it's all good. They are sweaty, so you ask if they have come from running. "Yeah," says the guy. The lady asks, "Why don't you come running with us anymore? Is it because of our early hours? 'Cause we could change things around." "Oh no, I would only slow you down and I don't want you guys resenting me." There is a moment of silence as they both consider your response. Then the guy, as if having read your mind, says, "That's okay. Start slow. Then when you're ready, we can all work out together." He turns to his girlfriend. "Right, babe?" "Right," says babe. You start exercising from the beginner video. 4 minutes, which leaves you breathless, then 7 minutes, which leaves you nauseous. You learn what to eat, when, because after all, your workout mat is useless without your kitchen. It all begins in the kitchen. Most time you have to stop exercising in the middle of the session because one or both boys wants attention. One has pushed the other, a lot of wailing, thrown feet and arms twined hard across the room. But you tell yourself this is important and jump back in once the children are quiet again. Once Victor told his mother that the twins cries a lot, interfering with their chores. That's why the house had become untidy. She said, "Your wife is using those children as an excuse to be lazy. Have you ever heard of children crying to death? Because I haven't. If they start crying, why doesn't she just lock them up in the bedroom until she's done with the chores? They will just cry and cry until they fall asleep. It's what I did with you, and you turned out fine. But wives these days, these girls you are marrying, they are just lazy." You aim to be able to exercise up to 45 minutes per day for 5 days a week, but in the end, you don't even manage to complete a 10-minute video. Not because you get tired, even though that happens a lot, but because the children, as if jealous of your new focus away from them, cry more often. Mm. Just when the session is getting good, they scream, "Good luck focusing on exercise with them crying." You want to look good in the mirror. You want the kind of happiness that your neighbors have. Their windows are open in their spacious living room. Loud Nigerian music is playing and they are dancing together. They work out the way they run in harmony. Their moves seem simple, a waving arm here, a sliding foot there, a moving shoulder here, a trailing waist there. But once you try to do them, they get increasingly complicated. They must be dancers. They move in harmony, but sometimes one of them messes up a move and the other one laughs so hard. You know someone is laughing hard when they either bend over and slap their own knees or tears shoot out of their eyes. This couple, do they even have problems? What joy it must be to feel so young, to live so young, so free, to make love so joyously, so beautifully, so vulnerably, to fight so honestly. Yet you are their age and it feels as if you live in a totally different world. Your apartment is on the cheaper side of the building where they have separate kitchen from the living room. Your living room and kitchen are squeezed together in one tiny space where they have a huge balcony where they can hang out after working out together, maybe read books and sip wine. In bracket, they look too healthy for constant alcohol, so maybe some kind of fancy tea. You have no balcony, and while they are naturally lit living rooms, huge window has a view of trees and quiet roads below. Your dark living room has a view of their living room. And it's like watching a TV screen, a movie unfolding right next door, a life so different from your own. And you want it, you need it, you need it. You need to feel like a person again. You need to stand in front of people and tell them why they should bring you their business. You need to control something, anything. You need to feel that freedom of, I am young, I'm confident, I'm the best at what I do. I'm going to show that the world I'm going to show that to the world. You're flying, your heart dumps with all the promises of the future. In your flight, something tugs at your foot. You kick it away, and a bird screeches at your legs. You look down. You're awake now, seated on a couch, on, on the carpet, on his back, and with his legs in the air. Is Brian screaming his lungs out. It was the bird you didn't want at your feet, the bird you kicked away. There is a smell in the air, leaking gas, panic. You're on your feet running to the cooking area where the gas cylinder hisses. Ryan is standing beside it, a cylinder knob in hand, giving you an oops look. You scoop him up, dump him on the carpet next to his wailing brother. You try to turn off the gas, but with the knob broken, there is nothing you can do. You need another knob. Thinking quickly, you throw open the window and the door too, then drag the cylinder outside. You knock on the neighbor's door urgently. Another knock. As you wait for them to answer, please be home, please be home. You look over your shoulder into your gas-soaked apartment. Ryan is squatting beside Brian, trying to hand him something. You Brian, still crying, sits up, his tiny palm, always soaked in saliva and sweat, sticking out to take whatever it is that Ryan is trying to hand him. Your eyes pop, your heart stops. Brian takes the electronic gas igniter from Ryan. All he has to do is press the top, and with all the gas in the air, well, shit. You jack back into your apartment, yank the igniter out of your son's hand, and slaps him. What you hope is likely across his face. What are you doing with this? The boy's mouth hangs open even wider, promising to unleash more chaos. You toss the igniter into the sink. It is always out of the children's reach. You have no idea how they got to it or to the gas knob. As Brian screams out loudly that Ryan is turned to silent, you scoop him up, rest him against your bosom, and steps outside to knock on the neighbor's door once more, only to find him standing over your cylinder, flashing his signature smile. You didn't hear him open the door. All fixed, he says. Thank you. Please don't mention it. The way he says it, it's as if the statement has a hidden meaning, a secret just between you. Fantasy. It is a little past 2 a.m. The last of the drunks are home, along with the last of the cars and the motorcycles. Even the dogs are asleep, and there is nothing but perfect silence outside. In the living room, you hear the clock ticking. On the mattress on the floor, the twins breathe softly. You wonder how long it will be before they start snoring like their father, currently exiled on the couch from the bed. You can hear his muffled snoring. Using the light coming in through the curtain, you slide out of the bed and kneel on the side of your children's mattress. Brian sleeps on his side, one leg forward, the other held back as if he's running. Ryan sleeps on the back, arms and legs thrown away, thrown any which way, as if he can feel a presence. Ryan issues a soft coo, turns over and lies on his stomach. You cock your head to the side. Babies are at their cutest whilst asleep. As they lay there, immobile, eyes shut, palm folded into fists, short thick legs into thick socks. They are like perfect angels, cherubs, and everyone loves them until they wake up. If they could just stay asleep, if they could just stay silent. Hmm. Quietly, you make your way to the kitchen for a glass of water. It's not unusual for your tongue to run dry in the middle of the night. In the living room, Victor snores louder. You are barefoot because you don't want to wake the children with the sound of footfalls. At the couch, Victor is laying on his back as carefully and as gently as you can. You turn him on his side, half Halfway to his side, his consciousness kicks in, and with a marble, he turns the rest of the way and makes a chewing sound before falling right back to sleep. His breathing gets heavy once more, and just as before, with your children, you watch him sleeping. Heaviness forming in your chest, a dark fondness coming alive somewhere in there. In his early 30s, Victor is still rather small-bodied. He never raises his voice, and as the saying goes, he will never hurt a fly. Before you met him, his mother controlled every aspect of his life. Now that you are the woman in his life, you control every aspect of his, which might explain his mother's resentment and her urge to regain control by wanting his family in the village by her side. Look at him lying there, all dark-eyed, all sweet and vulnerable. Oh, Victor, you reel, you reel away, staggering backwards, as if you are afraid of physically hurting him. As you turn around, fumbling for a glass of water from the overhead cabinet, you see the candle flickering in the neighbor's living room. Pause. Why are they? Why are their curtain parted and the window open so late at night? Or so early, depending on how you look at it. Your light is still off, relying on the dimness from the outside security lights to move about. Consequently, you can see them, but they cannot see you. The couple is on the couch, the guy in a tight t-shirt and sweats, and the lady in a baggy woolen sweats and thick socks. She has her head on his chest, and they are listening to soft music as they see what must be fancy tea. You can see tea bags strings hanging from the side of their mug. Serenity. The words that comes to your mind is serenity, and you want it. They are not running, they are not exercising, they are not dancing. They're just sitting there drinking their fancy tea, listening to music. You can do that with them without holding them back. You need this, making sure to be as gentle as possible. You quietly open the metal door and step out into the night, chill. Even more gently, you knock on their door and immediately regret it. What are you doing? Can't you see the magic of the moment you're interrupting? You turn around, ready to get back into your own apartment, back into your own life, and as you do that, the door swings open. You didn't hear anybody release the metallic latches, but maybe it wasn't locked. At the door stands a girlfriend, tall, slim, dark, with the brightest smile. You bet the statement. She wore light. She lights up the room. Has been used to describe her more than once. It has never been used to describe you. It never will. Hi. Even though the greeting is whispered, you can tell it comes from a beautiful warm place. Do you want to come in? Can I, please? She steps back inside and pulls the door wider. You enter their world and it smells like home. You have seen their living room a million times. You know where the couch is, the music system, the TV, you know the color of their carpet, but the moment you step inside, it's like you have never seen it before. Hmm. Sure, it looks the same, but it feels different. Before, you only saw it. Now you are experiencing it, and the feeling is so overwhelming that you gasp the air. Your home is so beautiful, you exclaim. Oh, says the girlfriend, modestly closing the door but not locking it. Make yourself at home as she escorts you further into the room, dimly lit with four flickering candles. Your experience of being welcomed into the world of this beautiful couple brings tears into your eyes. Almost like the girlfriend can feel the emotions, she wraps her arms around you and a weight lifts off your shoulders. You mourn deeply, happily, painfully, painlessly, freely. You are home. You are seated in the middle. An Otile Brown playlist is on, and in hand is your own mug of hibiscus tea with a spoonful of honey. It is the stuff that life is made of. Are you okay? Asked the gentleman. Yeah, you reply with certainty. And I'm sorry if I'm prying and you can tell me to fuck right off, but you always seem so tired. Are you okay? He gazed into your eyes, seeing inside of you, seeing your secret. It's just, you chuckle, embarrassed. Well, raising twins is not easy. It's not easy, No, he smiles. I can't say I know. He holds his girlfriend's hand over your lap. We hear them in the middle of the night, in the middle of the day, in the middle of afternoon, both of them crying on for hours. Must be so hard, no longer having a private life, or just moment where you can be immersed in silence. They get it, silence. How can something as basic mean so much to you? It's like its value lies in it, very unattainability. I miss silence, you whisper. Their hands are held on your laps, and that doesn't weird you out at all. These are your friends now, your family, you can feel it. The gentleman pulls his hand away. He reaches for his mug, sips his own hibiscus tea, and hisses while squinting thoughtfully. It's obvious to you that he has something on his mind, something that he wants to share but doesn't know how. While you are giving him the time and the space to figure it out, the girlfriend asks him if he is thinking about it. He knows. Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell her instead? She asks. And before he can reply, she turns to you. When he was 9 or 10, his uncle, her voice trailed off, and she gently squeezed his hand. He nods again, lips squeezed tight. For 3 years, he says mournfully, oh God, I'm so sorry. I tried talking to my family about it, but nobody really believed me. He smiles, and even though it is in his signature smile, there is something else in it. This time, an eerie familiar darkness. That was the last time I ever let anybody steal my peace. The only kind of peace that can be found in the silence. You finish the sentence for him, and for a moment his eyes lingers on your face before breaking into another smile. He is happy that you understand. You understand completely. You see red walls, red floor. You see red on your hands, on your face, of your lovely neighbors. In the redness is an apple tree. Among the low-hanging fruit is an especially rotten one. You pick it, you eat it. It's not sweet, but the act of eating it brings you indecipherable joy. You'd eat it again just for that feeling. It might be cold, but that doesn't make it any less of a perfect day. The clouds are gray, heavy, promising rain that won't come. The twins are awake, pacing the house with their tiny, staggering steps, chasing each other, picking and quickly losing interest in toys, and shoving all kinds of things into the mouth. But nothing can ruin the perfection of your day. Even when they cry, you tie Brian to your back and Ryan to your chest, bounce from foot to foot, singing a happy hymn while doing chores. In a while, your good mood infects them too, and they reduce their wailing to a perfect note. You fix their meal, and 3 hours after they wake up, they sleep once more. Early afternoon, the sun is yet to come up, but you have pulled your plastic chair out to the corridor facing the street below. You have positioned it under the neighbor's bedroom window, even though there is no more sun there. than there is anywhere on the corridor. Inside, you hear the couple in their neighborhood, in their bedroom, going about the mundane detail of their lives, folding laundry, rearranging the order of their books in the cabinet, talking about what shoes and clothes they should donate to children's home since they don't use them anymore. Like this one, says the boyfriend, maybe lifting never before worn piece of clothing. Why did you buy this one? I have literally never seen you in it. Well, it seemed like a good idea when I bought it. Nope. What seemed like a good idea was you had a little money and you decided to spend it on things you don't need. Yeah. What are you? My father now? Oh, he turns his voice to the sexy station. Have you forgotten who your daddy is? Have you forgotten who your daddy is? She laughs. What's so funny? He continues, still sounding all sexy. Do you need me to remind you who your daddy is? She joins him in the foreplay, voice lowered with more wind in it. Oh, I don't have a daddy. No, you're just asking for it. He must have done something to her, tickled her maybe because she burst into peals of laughter. Maybe there's something stuck in your throat, or maybe you just want them to know you're there. Either way, you cough. The laughter catches for a non-second, during which your presence is acknowledged. Then the bedding. Then the bedding ruffles ruffles as they crash onto the mattress. Shortly thereafter, there is mourning. Then, oh, daddy, you're my daddy, you feel many things. Lust, envy, and a longing. You long for a daddy. Oh. Later, the boy wakes up hungry and you feed them from your bosom. Victor's mother would load that. They are almost a year old, she would say. They are grown now. What you want to be, nursing them every morning before they go to school. You hold your boys close, one on each side. They close their eyes, lost in the meal, lost in the warmth of your embrace, cuddle up in your love. They have their clammy palm folded into fists. Their feet wiggle in their plastic shoes. You hold them tighter, tighter than they have ever been held before. Your breast in their face. Their nails dig into your skin like talons. Their throat pulls with trapped air. Their feet pedal. But in the end, you thought there would be more of a fight, more wriggling, more pinching, more scratching, something more than going gentle into that good night. The longer you hold them there, the redder everything becomes, red, trickling from wall, forming river on the floor, soaking the carpet, and then all gone. And in its place is silence. Half an hour later, even though it feels much longer, you lay them back on their mattress in the bedroom. As you cover them under a light blanket, you sing them a lullaby and hope it accompanies them into that good night. When Victor comes home at around 9 p.m., he's tired as always. Usually, the twins are around the living room, raising hell. But today, Victor comes home to silence. The first thing he asks after taking his shoes off at the door is, "Where are the boys?" "They slept early today," you say. You're just putting the final touches to dinner, garnishing the chicken with coriander leaves. You even bought coconut milk for the chicken. It is a special evening, an evening of silence. For just the two of you, he reaches for the remote to put on some music, but you dissuade him from that. Just tell me about your day, you tell him. I'll listen. You stir the food as he goes through what sounds like a normal Tuesday in his life. Complaints, yeah. But today you listen without judgment. And by the time he's done, the food is ready. You have turned off the gas and are now seated beside him. You put his head on your lap. You remind him of such evenings before the twins came around. Evenings of silence. Slow dance to soft music, warm, quiet dinner, just the two of you. I have really missed you, baby, you say, and you mean every word of it. I'm sorry, things have been hell lately, but I promise the load will be lighter now. Yeah, did you win the jackpot or something? Yeah, did you win the jackpot or something? Let's see. You smile at the wall ahead and gently stroke his hair or something. Or something. Later, he checks on the twin. He stands at the bedroom door and you stand beside him on the mattress on the floor. The puddle of joy lie immobile. Brian on his side as if he's running. Brian on his back, his limbs thrown away. Which way? Thrown any which way. They are beautiful, and right there you whisper, they are perfect. After he takes a shower, you have convinced him that the twins have just fallen asleep and will barely hear the shower running. You serve him and his face lit up with the first bite. You can see the boyishness in his features come back, a boyish glee that you haven't seen in a very long time. This is wow. Thank you. After supper, you light candles and turn off the lights. You play the music you haven't played in years, music that used to keep the fire inside you kindled. He holds you close, and in the silence of the night, you dance. In that moment, it's like COVID-19 never happened. It is like the business never went down. It's like the depression never caught you. It's like in your desperation to feel something good, and you didn't end up getting pregnant with and giving birth to twins. In that moment of warmth, in the silence between songs, you lay your head on his chest and whisper, I love you. I love you too. You look into his eyes just so. A look he reciprocates, and a magnet forms between your face, pulling them close. The kiss starts slowly, tentative. It has been so long since you felt this kind of want, this deep hunger, and for a moment you wonder if Victor will satiate it the way it needs to be satiated. The hunger moves into the kiss, and soon all closer on the floor. You are under him on the couch, and when he enters you, as gently as he used to, you gasp. Your gasp is louder than you wanted it to be. Daddy, you don't want the neighbors to hear you, although would that be so bad? Would it be so bad if they were standing on the other side of the door listening? Would it be so bad if they themselves were flies on your wall watching, wanting? A larger part of the night is spent in the living room, on the couch, on the carpet, your long shadow stretched across the wall in the light of the candles. You make love, you cuddle, you talk to each other like you have just discovered how much in love you are with one another. So, this is the kind of beauty, the kind of happiness that can be discovered in the silence. Your neighbors are right. All you need is silence. In the silence, it is agreed that you will both sleep in bed tonight. Are you sure? He asked. I don't want to ruin this evening with my snoring and waking everybody up. You take his hand and guide him to bed. You doubt any of you will get any sleep tonight, but that is all right. That will, in fact, be perfect. And in the newfound silence, oh, just look at them, Victor. Look at how he isn't listening. He has the boy in his arms and nothing but anguish in him. The wailing, the sorrow, the grief. He squeezes the boy in tighter hug. And in the neighboring apartment, they laugh freely, caught up in the music in each other. In front of you, such joy, such unbridled happiness. Behind you, such pain, such Victor's loud wailing falls behind you as you wrestle your door open and run outside to the neighbor's door. Other neighbors' lights are starting to come on. People are walking by all the crying. You knock on their door, panic setting in. It doesn't swing open the way it does whenever you or the boys knock on it. Not discouraged, you scream at them to open up. The music from their apartment drifts on. they laugh on. As your husband wails about the twins in your bedroom, you fall on your knees crying at their door, begging your friend to open up and let you once more into their world, the world in which you felt at home. And that's the end of our first chapter. This In the Silence by Chanchori. It's quite an interesting story. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can go through the story. So apparently, the story is about this mom probably going through